Life is full of work and stress. Parenting can be a mess. Being a woman is hard enough without adding on that extra stuff. We'll cover topics of every kind. Helpful resources we will find. We'll even drink a bottle of wine. Join us. It will be a real good time. Hi, I'm Amanda.
And I'm Nikki.
And welcome to Working Mom's Wine, where we drink a bottle of wine.
And whine about our crazy, busy, stressful working mom lives.
That's right. And sometimes we take a 2-week break and don't do anything.
Sometimes we do.
I got suckered in by a super fancy label at Target.
Ooh.
It is Whispering Angel 20th Vintage Limited Edition, and the cork even has 2025 on it.
How fancy.
It's a rosé. It says, "In the Esclins Valley, angels whisper. If you drink this wine, you might hear them. If you visit us, you might see them." Does that mean there's absinthe in your wine? But yeah, we had a little girls' day. Eliana wanted to invite one of her friends to go out shopping, so we did that. And one of the places we went to was Target. And I was like, you know what? While I'm here, I'm going to pick up a wine for the next time we podcast. And the rosés were just speaking to me. So keto was a fun experiment. And I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. How about you? You've done it before, though, I guess.
I hated it as much as I remembered. It did what I wanted it to do. I lost that extra hunk of weight that I've been carrying around.
Yeah.
But it's just not something I want to do forever. It's not fun. I feel like I missed out on a lot of special things I wanted to participate in, and just had to carry around my own snacks all the time, and I don't know.
I just came to a realization that has nothing to do with keto.
Yeah.
Rosé is not always sparkling.
Correct.
I'm like, where are the bubbles?
In fact, I feel like normally it's not sparkling.
I think I knew that, but I think sometimes when I get it, I get sparkling, maybe? I don't know. Wasn't expecting this to be flat, but that's fine. This is a me problem. This is not a Whispering Angel problem. I don't like a lot of the premise of keto. I don't want to be too restricted. I don't like not being able to grab a banana from the break room or whatever because it has too many carbs. And on keto, we could only do like 20 carbs a day. And that's difficult if you want to have fruit.
Yeah, or it's any difficult if you want to have fruit, if you want to have some vegetables.
I did find, so between the app that Brandon made, which I do think him and I were talking later, and we might not make it like a purely keto app. It could be just like you customize your macros, whether you're doing keto or a different low carb or whatever. So I still want to put work into that and into like a little player's guide that goes with it, because I think it's fun to gamify boring things like weight loss. But I will say, I figured something out that worked for me. I would have a Quest bar every afternoon when I broke my fast, because I'd try to wait till 11 to break it. And those, I tried every flavor, and some of them are a little tough, but they're all delicious in my opinion. And then I would just try to find a dinner that I could make for everybody that fit the keto guidelines. And then like maybe, the kids would get, if we're making salmon, the kids would get corn with it, like things that I wasn't necessarily eating. And then a lot of the recipes now, they'll have the nutrition facts online. So those were easy to plug in. But I would either do that or just like stick to eggs all day or make a salad. And just by keeping it super basic like that, it worked. And I did lose like 15 pounds. And then I plateaued one day and I freaked out, and then I started my period 2 days later, and I went, oh, I'm an idiot. I gained a couple pounds during my period. That set me back. And then this weekend, I've gained a couple back, but that's because I've been indulging over the holiday weekend while I'm at home. So, and
I am
drinking a lot.
currently still keto, but I am planning to stop tomorrow. Actually,
Oh,
tonight.
are you
I
switching
have
to
a
the
couple days off
TDEE?
work. Kind of. I don't. That's a loaded question.
I
I
figured
have a
you
couple
might
days
still
off
do
work. I
keto
want
for a
to
while.
enjoy them, but I am still going to try to do fasting till 1 or 2 o'clock in the day.
Hmm.
It just seems to help me overall because I want to do my eating in the afternoon and evening
I
when
agree.
I'm watching TV and relaxing, or when I've hit my stress limit at work. I'm a big stress
Yeah.
eater. So being able
I
to
think,
push through the mornings and do all of that distracts
yeah,
me, and I'd rather save my calories for the evening. So I've definitely figured that out, I think.
I think that's what's helping me out too, is that fasting component. So like if I fast until 11 and then I eat a Quest bar, and those are really filling, or at least for me they
Mm-hmm.
are. Um, it's really easy to be like, okay, a couple healthy meals after that. I did get some keto ice cream, the Rebel keto ice cream. I had the salted caramel, which I'm not normally a salted caramel person, and the mint chip, and they are both really good. Um, but
I had ice cream bars that were really good. I can't remember the brand. I'm trying to look at it real quick so I don't say the wrong one, but
yeah,
they were very good. There was triple chocolate and then salted caramel. The salted caramel one is very good. They're by
I think maybe I like it as
Keto
ice cream.
Foods is the brand, but you can get them at Schnucks.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the fasting is a big component because now I'm switching to what they call TTDE, which is TDEE, total daily energy expenditure. So, and you can Google TDEE and put in like your height, your weight, your, I think your activity level. A friend of mine actually did it for me because she's amazing. She was super overweight and has lost, I think, over 230 pounds. Don't quote me. But she's
Wow.
lost a lot. Yeah. She's, and she'd go and work out at the gym and things. But when you're trying to lose weight, the majority of the effort comes through how many calories you're taking in, because there's only so many, and the other macros, because there's only so much you can expend at the gym. So the healthy choices, the lifestyle habits, that's where you really see the difference. And so she was basically explaining to me there is a level of caloric intake where you are maintaining weight, and then you can subtract about 250 to 300 calories off of that to make sure that you continue to slowly lose weight. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try doing that and see if I continue to have success.
I did look up that calculator and put in all my info and got the cutting macros, so how much you
Hmm.
want when you want to be losing weight, not maintaining weight. And I plugged them into my calculator, and I switched it over from keto to just, set totals or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't
But
know how well it's going to work for me because I don't meal plan as intensely as I should. And I get
yes,
very caught up when I'm trying to figure out, like, how many grams of protein, how many grams of this, how many grams of that is in a meal that I make. And it catches me up, and I get upset and frustrated and confused, and I give up and quit putting things in the calculator. So,
I'm a little worried about that myself. One of the things when I was talking to her, she's like, hey, track your calories for the next 4 days. And depending on the day, it was anywhere between 700 and 1100 calories. And it's not, I wasn't doing that few on purpose, but when I was keto, it just seemed that the things I was picking were filling enough that I wasn't snacking a lot in between, and so I was coming in below the macros a lot, which isn't bad when you're trying to like jumpstart your weight loss necessarily, but it's not necessarily healthy either. And I have a hard time forcing myself to eat things
And it
when
can
I'm
be
feeling
bad
full.
if you're too far below what you need. Then
Yes,
you
because
enter into starvation mode where your body holds
yes,
on to everything you eat.
yes.
And
And
that's
that's, she
kind of
was
the
like,
problem
you're
that
eating
happens with like
way,
eating disorders and
yeah. And she's like, you're eating way too less calories. And my concern with this is, first of all, she said I'm going to have to weigh everything. I don't have time for that. 4 kids. But it
that's what
is
I've
the
been doing on
summer.
keto is weighing everything and it's
Ugh.
annoying.
That's why I love
Scan
looking
everything,
things
look
up
at
and just
everything,
plugging the
log
nutrition
everything.
facts in. Like if you go to like Good Housekeeping, Food Network, Delish, although Delish is annoying because after like 8 articles, they're like, oh, now you have to pay. Pioneer Woman, they've all got like keto friendly recipes, and you can like scroll down to the end and click the nutrition facts. And as long as you know you're eating a serving, you can just plug it in. And that was my cheat sheet basically. But I used to be a big meal planner, and I just need to get back into the habit of it. I'm probably not going to be meal planning this coming week because the holiday kind of threw everything off, but I can start looking things up. We're also finishing a competition at work, and you know how I am with competitions. I'm not doing anything around here I'm supposed to be doing. I'm
Nope.
glued to my computer. But
Yes.
I will say it was really nice today because the competition that we're running, Brandon made an app for it, and I can check it on my
Imagine
phone.
that.
I know. He made a Wheel of Fortune thing, but what we do at work, we call it origination, so it's Wheel of Origination.
Yeah.
There's like a little explanation of the rules up here, and then there's like,
Okay.
that's our cash, but you don't, and then like he's got a little puzzle on there. You don't win by winning the most money, you win by solving the most puzzles. So it's meant to be a bit of an equalizer in that you don't have to be the hardest grinder necessarily to win, because someone might need to talk to 8 people to solve a puzzle, and you might talk to 2 people and figure out what the puzzle is and then solve it. So all of that to say, I've been keeping an eye on the standings, and it looks like everyone is enjoying their holiday weekend. So I have been enjoying mine.
There you
But
go.
it ends at the end of this month, so like after that I'll be like, okay, I don't have to feel like I'm glued to my computer all the time trying to win this competition. Summer camp's
Mm-hmm.
expensive, and if I win this competition, I get $500, and that's gonna pay for 2 kids to go to camp almost. Assuming there's room, because I kind of forgot to register them, and now we're finding out if there's still room.
Mm.
But anyway, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
try this. I'm gonna try the same thing where maybe I can find meal planning recipes where it tells me the macros, and maybe I'll just start compiling some of them if we ever do come out with this book, like a little section of like, hey, here's some recipes, here's the macros that go with the recipes, and you can just plug and play, you know. But I
Mm-hmm.
am a little concerned that it's going to be too much effort with everything we have going on. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick to how I've been handling the most of the day, and then when the evening comes, usually around like 1 or 2, I'll eat like 3 scrambled eggs. Nothing
Yeah.
crazy, but
That's what
something
I
to
do.
eat,
I'll make
right?
like a 2 or 3 egg omelet or scramble them up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's
and
like a
then
real quick, easy go-to.
I've been waiting till Ari gets off the bus, and then I'll cook her something to eat, and then I'll just eat meat of some kind, like shredded
Yeah.
turkey or chicken or something.
Yeah.
And then in the evening, I'll eat like a fat bomb and cheese and things like that, or my chips or whatever. But now instead of that, I'll just eat regular snack foods and not feel like I'm dying. Like,
Would you like to hear a
and
story?
I'll let myself eat out when people do and enjoy buns with my burgers and things like that.
Yeah. So you know
But
how
hopefully,
you forgot
doing
that?
like the mainly fasting thing will help me to balance
Yeah,
better.
I think the fasting thing is honestly key to this because it controls you're controlling the amount of time in a day you have to consume calories, and hopefully that means naturally you're just not eating as much.
Yeah.
But something I have noticed, so like I didn't realize how much I was just overeating in general. Brandon and I carpooled to work on Friday, and on the drive home, so we went to work. We played Dungeons and Dragons at work because it was Friday. They had the coolers open. We had a couple drinks. And every time I have a couple drinks, I get snacky, which is part of the problem. And so we're driving home and I'm like, "Let's let's eat out. Let's eat something. It's payday. Let's go." And he said panda. And usually I'll get either like the plate, which has two entrees and the noodles, or a bowl, which has one entree and the noodles. And I will eat the whole thing and then I will snack some. I ate like half a bowl and I was like, I put the rest in the fridge.
You're like, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm eating
That's
a
what
lot
happened when
less
we
of a
went.
portion.
Yeah, we went to Wendy's together and got the
Yeah,
salad,
and I
and
only ate half the
I
salad.
think I ate about half the salad, and I was like, wow,
Yeah,
like
it
I'm
was
feeling pretty
so
full.
filling. Yeah. And I kind of wish that you could go to places and be like, "Hey, can you give me like half the food that you were going to for half the price?" But it's not always an option.
No, but you can take half of it home and eat it another day,
Yes.
or split with
As long as
somebody.
you're not going to three Goodwills afterwards like we were.
I will say it's
Oh,
got me more focused on healthy things. I've been
yes.
working out and things like that, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I had so there was a dude at work that was going on vacation, and we have times where we have to be on the phone calling people. So like normally during the workday you get to kind of choose when you're doing what. And obviously there's well-known strategies about when you should be pulling leads versus when you should be doing administrative tasks, things like that. But every other week on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, there's an hour-long time where you have to pull leads. And every other week it's a Tuesday, Thursday hour-long time. So it like bounces back and forth, and then the times shift. Like you might have 9 a.m.s one week, 10 a.m.s the next week. And it's just to ensure that throughout the day people are calling leads, so that everything gets touched, and that it's also to make sure that like we're doing our job, because sometimes people don't. So
True.
this guy, anytime that you're not going to be in the office, you have to get your shifts taken care of. And this guy was going to Florida, and he had gotten everything taken care of except for one of his evening ones, which they're 2 hours instead of 1 hour. And I was like, you know what? Kids are getting ready to get out of school. I'll take your evening one. And he messaged me on the side, and he's like, hey, I'll get you some pizza when I get back. Turns out his dad owns an Emos. Lucky me. So he comes back and he asks me what I want on the pizza, and he brings me the pizza like a very nice person. And then I ate two pieces. And Emos, they're the squares.
It's the little
And then you've got like
squares.
yeah, I ate a corner piece and a piece beside it, and I was like, dang, I'm full. So I don't know. It's just like really reduced my appetite in a good way. Obviously, I ate other things later that day, but when it came to the carb-filled pizza, after a couple bites, I was like, okay, I'm good. Um, but what I really like about switching over to the
That's another thing.
energy expenditure
Oh, go
one
ahead.
is you'll get
Yeah.
I'm getting 86 grams of carbs instead of 20. What? I don't even think I'm gonna get up to 86, except for, when we podcast.
That's the thing. Like I feel like I could continue to eat low carb a lot easier right now coming off of
Yeah,
this. Um,
I think that is a
and
big
just
bonus.
not being a glutton.
Yeah, exactly.
I like to snack. Every time I snack, it's full on total processed awful carbs. So now it's like, okay, I don't need to do that anymore, but I can still order sushi every once in a while with my kid and put
Yes.
buns when I eat sandwiches and hot dogs and things
Yeah.
like that.
Like
I can make
Brandon
my
broke out
sourdough
the
bread again.
grill.
I'm making it right now.
Yes. I had a scone the other day when I made scones, and then before I came up here, Jack helped me make the batter for cinnamon rolls, and I'm definitely having a cinnamon roll tomorrow. But you know what I'm not gonna have?
Ooh.
2 to 3 cinnamon rolls like I used to.
I'd say overall success. I
I
also
agree.
lost about, I think, 16 pounds overall.
That's
And
awesome.
a couple percentage of body fat, so I was happy about that. Um, of course, I'd love to be my old skinny self again, but that feels
One day.
like impossible. I started going back to an old program I had called Strong Core Pelvic Floor. I don't know if you've heard about it, but I want to say their names are
No, but that
Sharni
sounds
and
like something I
Jewel or
need.
Jules or something. It's a husband and wife team. It's a husband wife team, and she designed this whole program around regaining strength in your pelvic floor and your core after having children,
Hmm.
multiple children, C sections. So
Yeah.
she's like specializes in that, and she's super cute and tiny and energetic, and she's got an accent, and I think she's Australian, maybe something like that. Um, so she's
You need to
entertaining to
send this
like
to
watch, and
me.
she's funny. And I bought the program probably like 7, 8 years ago, and it's like lifetime access on this app or whatever. So I restarted it this week to see if that could
Hmm.
help, because I've been noticing that I'm not even carrying as much um, body fat in my belly as I feel like I am. I'm just like, it's not holding in anymore. Like I don't have the structure.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't even want to be skinny. I just don't want my belly to stick out farther than my boobs anymore. Like that would be nice. And then I realized the other day that like when I contract my muscles, it doesn't. So like maybe I'm not using my muscles enough,
That
holding in. So I thought maybe I need to do that program again. And it'd be nice to not, wet my pants every time I have to sneeze. So
dude, so true. And like the pelvic floor thing gets scary when you think about what is it? It's not
prolapse
prolapsing. That's
and
something. Is it
yeah.
prolapse? I thought that was for
Uh huh.
something else. Yeah.
Prolapse
So,
and hernias and all
which
the
I've
things
already
that can
had to deal with
happen.
the hernia thing. Yeah.
If you're going to do keto and you're going to do it long term, don't be afraid to have cheats here and there, because Amanda cheated
Yes.
multiple times. I
I sure
accidentally
did.
cheated once, and we got the same results at the end. So
Yeah.
live your
It's
life.
all about it's all about managing the cheat because when I cheated, I did try to only cheat a little and
Mm-hmm.
then it's
Not
right
balls
back
to the
to
wall.
right. Like when we went to Dirty 20, the nerdy bar that we went to, I tried to pick something that like even though it was cheating, it wasn't like crazy crazy. And the drinks, I tried to pick drinks that weren't too full of sugar. Um,
Yeah.
and of course,
It
when I
made
got
you
my
make better
wraps, I could only
choices.
eat half of it. Yeah. So it is. It does make a big difference. And then of course, it's not like I'm not cheating for 3 days. I cheated for one meal and then went straight back into hardcore mode.
Yeah.
And I'm not super physical. Like, I might get up and walk the track around the office for 20 minutes while I play my daily Pokemon Go incense. That's about it. And I even told my friend that was helping me find these energy expenditure macros, I was like, exercise is not a realistic thing for me right now. I'm not willing to get up at 5 a.m. instead of 5:30 to exercise. So no. Although now that the kids are out of school, I could technically get up at 6 or 6:30, exercise. I'm still sleeping in more than I was during the school year. I'm still getting to work on time. So maybe over the summer I will exercise a little bit. Brandon's got a walking treadmill in the room. I used that the other day when he was at work and I was working from home. So we'll see. Um, on the not diet topic, I finally won a game at work. We played the mole.
Yes. This needs its
Yay!
own whole episode where we break down all the
It
things that
really,
happened and whiteboard
and
it and stuff.
we could do that. I've definitely got enough content to talk about it for 30 minutes. Overall, dieting was a success. The mole was a success. Maybe that's what we'll do for our next episode. We can chat about the mole. If you haven't watched the Survivor finale and you care, shut us off right now, because spoilers ahead. But when Jeff made his little faux pas about
Mm-hmm.
the fire.
When he exposed Rizzo's loss before Rizzo even got to compete.
Yeah. So when we were all watching it like actually live, I knew something had gone wrong, but I didn't know until he was looking at everybody else and saying, "What just happened?" That's when it like clicked for me, right? But also I was like working and getting Jack in and out of the tub and all these other things. So
Yeah.
I realized it, but like right before they cut to commercial.
I realized it as soon
Brandon,
as Rizzo was standing next to him and he started talking about it. And I'm like,
I thought that was
we
weird when
didn't
he brought
watch
Rizzo
them
out.
do it yet.
Yeah.
And then he points him to his
So
jury seat. And I was like,
when he brought Rizzo out, I was like, that's weird. And then I thought,
where's
okay, maybe they're
Jonathan?
just splitting it up and then Jonathan will come out like next or something.
Yeah.
Brandon has been behind on episodes this whole time, right? So he's been like, there were nights where we would watch 2 or 3 episodes, or like maybe I'm at work and he's watching a couple episodes or whatever. Last night he says to me, I'm on the finale. And I'm like, ooh, pull it up. Let's finish watching it together. Because I told him, I said, you can't watch, I want to watch you watch the finale. And it was like right before that part. And Jack was in there and being distracting. And I did say, like, hey, you gotta, when Jeff goes live this time, you gotta pay attention to what he's saying. It's important. Um, so Jeff comes out, calls Rizzo out, and Brandon immediately goes, what? What's going
Mm-hmm.
on right now? And the
And
whole
Rizzo
time,
said in his exit interviews, he was also like, because they're watching it backstage on a TV.
yeah,
And he's like,
yeah.
wait, my part hasn't played yet. But he's like, I didn't know what bit he was doing, so I just kind of started to go with it. And he's like, but yeah, he's
The
like, when he started
entire
talking, I'm like,
time,
wait.
the entire time, Brandon's going, is he supposed to be out here right now? Isn't this too early? They haven't done fire. He's just like processing it the entire time. And then, when Jeff said what did he say? It wasn't the twist where he's like, I want to pull the audience. It was the other one where he's like, in our last twist, we took a peek into the future or whatever it was when he says that line. Brandon was just like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. And I'm like, yeah, this is probably like the best finale I've ever seen. And it does like suck the wind out of the footage, but it was really funny to watch it happen.
Yeah, I think fans really enjoyed it. And although it seems like a lot of people on social media are very worried that this will mean no more live finales because Jeff is such a perfectionist and very persnickety about how things come off or come
Yeah.
across, that he was pretty livid about what happened behind the scenes. As nice and congenial as he's been in his interviews, that was not the case in real life. So
Yeah. And I,
hopefully it doesn't ruin the chances.
yeah. Because it's very obvious that that's what people prefer is the live finale.
Yes.
Um,
And the real problem wasn't it being live. It was the dumb way they decided to do it this time. They didn't want to do the full live episode and then the full
yeah.
live reunion. They wanted to intersperse the reunion throughout. And so they did all these
Yeah.
weird half interviews. People didn't really get to talk and say their opinion. And there was a lot of heat between the people in the cast. Like there would have been some good TV there if we'd gotten a
Yes.
normal reunion kind of episode.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll just
Hopefully
go back
that's
to that because it was that
exactly.
interspersed moment that got messed up.
Exactly. Hopefully they go back to like a normal, and that was like a special 50th whatever. So if they went normal kind of live, like you said, that would be a lot better. As always, thanks for joining us. If you you're not going to see this part because I'm going to cut it, but I messed up the outro because we haven't recorded in 2 weeks. Um, if you have any opinions on different diets you've tried that you've liked, if you have tips on doing the TDEE, if you want to share any diet stories in the comments, if you want to share your opinions on Survivor in the comments, feel free. I personally think Survivor 51 is going to be the season of the most annoying people ever they could find because everybody that opened their mouth on the preview, I was like, I hate you already, but we'll see. There was only like 4 or 5 people that talked, but I was like, ooh, don't like you, don't like you, don't like you. But we will see you guys next time. Bye.